This is the story of an ordinary little boy named Charlie Bucket. He was not faster or stronger or more clever than other children. And though his family was terribly poor, Charlie was the luckiest boy in the world. He just didn't know it yet.
Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. No one's been in or out for years. Not since he closed it up and sent us all home.
I know, Grandpa Joe. I wish we could see inside.
And the world wished along with him. Then one day came an unexpected proclamation.
Dear people of the world, I, Willy Wonka, have decided to allow 5 children to visit my factory. 5 golden tickets have been hidden beneath the wrappers of 5 ordinary Wonka bars. Each of the finders will be shown around the factory personally by me. In addition, one of these children will receive a special prize beyond anything you could ever imagine.
Beyond anything you could ever imagine. But I haven't any money for chocolate.
Nothing's impossible, Charlie. Nothing.
The first golden ticket was found by a gluttonous boy named Augustus Gloop.
I am eating the Wonka bar, but I taste the ticket.
The second by a spoiled little girl named Veruca Salt.
Daddy, I want a golden ticket now.
The third was found by Violet Beauregard, an arrogant gum-chewing champion.
The winner of that special prize is gonna be me.
And the fourth golden ticket was found by an ill-mannered genius named Mike TV.
I calculated just where to look. An idiot can do it.
Charlie's dream of exploring the Wonka factory was fast slipping away. When fate intervened.
$10.
Nothing's impossible, Charlie.
Look, Grandpa Joe! Look! I've got it! I found the last golden ticket!
You're pulling my leg, Charlie, aren't you? You're having a little joke.
No, Grandpa Joe! Look!
Then get the mud off your trousers. You've got a factory to go to.
And the very next day, Charlie, Grandpa Joe and the other 4 ticket holders gathered at the gates of the chocolate factory exactly as each ticket had instructed. And they all had big plans for when they got inside.
Dear visitors, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to my humble factory.
What's with the heat? Doesn't this crummy place have air conditioning?
Crummy? First of all, my boy, this is the lobby, not the crummery. Why would I keep the crummery so close to the entrance when crumbs are so obviously the last things added to any treat? Makes no sense. Secondly, my workers are used to an extremely hot climate, and I must keep them happy, mustn't I?
Who are the workers?
You really should speak up. It's difficult to understand your mumbling.
Who are you?
He's Willy Wonka.
Really?
I am.
Mr. Wonka, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to work here in the factory.
Were you one of those despicable spies?
No, sir.
Then wonderful. Welcome back. Shall we begin the tour?
Wait, don't you want to know our names?
I can't imagine how it would matter. Now come along.
I can't believe we're really here.
Me neither, Charlie. Let's make the most of it.
And here is one of the most important rooms of all.
Wow, look at him go.
He's gonna be made into marshmallow.
Impossible. Unthinkable. That pipe doesn't go anywhere near the marshmallow room. Besides, can you imagine the taste? No one would buy that.
What's going to happen to him?
Oh, he'll be all right. The Oompa Loompas will fish him out in no time. Once he's dried off, the Oompa Loompas will roll him in nuts and send him on his way. Yeah. Ah, the boat is here.
It's amazing.
Big deal. It's not so hot. Anyone can make a giant boat made of candy. I want a big pink boat, exactly like Mr. Wonka's. And I want a load of Oompa Loompas to row me around. I want...
She wants him kicking the pants.
Quickly, everyone get aboard. Watch this.
Is this supposed to be gum?
Not just gum, the most amazing and sensational gum in the universe. For you see, this gum is a whole 3-course dinner all by itself.
Why would anyone want that?
Only because it'll be the end of all kitchens and all cooking forever. That piece happens to be tomato soup, roast beef, and blueberry pie.
And it's gum!
I'd rather you didn't. There's still 1 or 2 things.
I'm the world record holder in chewing gum. I'm not afraid of anything. Amazing! Tomato soup! I can feel it running down my throat.
You really should spit it out.
Now it's roast beef and baked potato with butter. I'm the first person in the world to have a chewing gum meal.
There are certain side effects.
Blueberry pie and ice cream.
Too late.
What's happening to her?
She's swelling up.
I don't feel so good.
It always goes wrong when we get to the dessert. It's the blueberry pie that does it.
There must be something you can do for her.
There is! Juice her. We've got to squeeze the juice out of her immediately.
Whoa!
Don't worry, we've had a lot of practice with this. It's getting you to the juicing room that presents the greatest difficulty. Yeah, let's see. There you are. Come along. And there they are. Square candies that look round.
They don't look round to me. They look square. They look completely square.
But they are square. I never said that they weren't.
But you said they were round.
I never said anything of the sort. I said they looked round. Watch their eyes. See? There you are. They're looking round. There's no argument.
By golly, he's right.
Something's not right. Oh, blast. The candies are falling off the edge of the table and aren't being sorted.
You mean people actually eat these candies?
Absolutely. But before they can be eaten, they need to be packaged correctly. Not a simple matter when you consider they keep staring at you. And certainly no one is going to eat them after they've fallen on the floor. You, get in there and sort this all out. Come, move along, and then we can get back to the tour.
Me?
Go ahead, Charlie. You can do it.
This is the nut room.
Ooh, look at the squirrels.
Yes, 100 of them no less, all specially trained for getting the nuts out of the shells in one piece. See how they tap on the nuts and sort the good ones from the bad?
I want a nut-shelling squirrel. I want a squirrel. Give me a squirrel.
You can't have one. They're not for sale.
Well, if you won't give me one, I'll just go and get one myself.
Little girl, I wouldn't.
All right, I'll have you. Hey, let go of me. What do you think you're doing?
What are they doing? Where are they taking her?
Why, where all bad nuts go, of course. Down the chute and into the furnace. And my goodness, what a bad nut she was. Her head must have sounded quite hollow.
But she'll be sizzled like a sausage.
Awesome.
I suppose the only solution is for some brave soul to go and make sure the fire's turned off before she goes into the incinerator. You, boy, you're the one for the job.
Me? But I'm just a kid. What can I do?
You can jump down the garbage chute and take some shortcuts. You should arrive in plenty of time to turn off the burners.
You'd better go, Charlie. Somebody's got to help that poor girl.
Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate it, except for the part where you called her poor. That she'll hate. Now I'm going to tell you something I wish someone had told me when I was your age. Take this exploding candy and be careful not to sit on it.
Gee, I don't know.
Oh, it'll be fun. Or dreadful and garbagey. One of the two. Off you go then.
Grandpa Joe, Mr. Wonka, I made it through! But the furnace wasn't on.
I'll tell you, it's the most curious thing. Right after you left, I was informed that the incinerator is broken. Luckily, there's 3 weeks of rotten garbage there to break or fall. So you see, happy endings all around. Come now, don't dawdle. There's still much to see. Here, put these on quickly. The light in this next room could blind you. This is the testing room for my very latest and greatest invention, television chocolate.
What in the world is television chocolate?
Well, the first time I saw television and learned how it worked, I thought to myself, if television can break up a photograph into millions of pieces, and send it whizzing through the air, then reassemble it on the other end, why can't I do the same thing with a bar of chocolate?
That's impossible. You don't understand anything about science. First off, there's a difference between waves and particles. Duh!
Sorry, I can't hear you when you mumble like that. It has to be big. Everything looks much smaller on television. Switch on!
It's gone.
Not quite. It's now rushing through the air above our heads in a million tiny pieces. Quick, this way. Watch the screen. You, take it. Reach out and grab it. Eat it. Go on, eat it.
It's great.
Holy buckets.
There, you see? I can send anything.
Anything?
Well, certainly. Mint jujubes, everlasting gobstoppers, candy-coated pencils, rainbow drops, magic hand fudge, anything.
How about a person?
Why would I want to send a person?
Don't you understand what this is? It's a teleporter. It's the most important invention in the history of the world. All you can think about is candy. I'll show you what it's really for. You all think he's smart, but he's not. I am.
Wait!
He's gone. He's gone.
Let's just hope none of them gets left behind. Interference, you know.
Told you I was right. Now get me out of here.
There's another one. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I do hope they get here soon.
Hello, Mr. Wonka.
Well, I was beginning to think that the bunch of you would never get here.
Bunch. Mr. Wonka, Charlie's the only kid left.
What? Why, come to think of it, yes, that's right. You are the only one, Charlie.
What does that mean, Mr. Wonka?
I'll tell you exactly what it means. But my dear boy, don't you know what that means? That means that you've won.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing to be concerned about. Just my chocolate empire crumbling to ruin. But as I was saying, Charlie, as the last child, that means you've won.
What do you mean, crumbling to ruin?
Aren't you even the least bit curious about what you've is leading up to? Fine, very well, on to business if you must. In that mine is an absolute fortune in rock candy. Unfortunately, the ground in there has become unstable and... there you see? I'm afraid it's only a matter of time before all that rock candy gets buried forever in a chocolate avalanche. I'll be ruined.
Wow, that's a tough break, Mr. Wonka.
Unless... yes, unless someone were to go in there and bring out every single piece of rock candy that they can find. Someone like you, Grandpa Joe.
Forgive me for saying so, Mr. Wonka, but that sounds dangerous.
But of course it's dangerous, my dear fellow, which is why you can't do it. It's far too dangerous for such an elderly gentleman.
I'm not that old.
It's okay, Grandpa Joe. I'll do it.
You will? I mean, of course you will. That's a boy. Now, when you're digging in there, watch out for the irritated coconuts. They can't hurt you, but they will slow you down. Well, they may hurt a little, but that's beside the point. Well, let's get going.
Are you sure about this, Charlie?
Grandpa, you always told me to do what feels right. And this does.
This is very kind of you, Charlie. Now, here, take this shake-o-meter. Every time the ground shakes, keep a close eye on that needle. If it starts going into the red, that means you'd better hurry up and finish, because rock candy can only take so much shaking before it completely breaks apart. And of course you'll be needing this, too.
Right. Okay, I'm going in.
Attaboy, Charlie.
I got them all, Mr. Wonka. It's finished.
Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. You've won! You've won! Oh, I do congratulate you, I really do. I had a hunch from the beginning that you were the one. Well done!
What does that mean, Mr. Wonka?
There's plenty of time for that, but right now there's no time for anything at all. Luckily for us, we have the great glass elevator to speed things up. Right this way.
Look at all the buttons.
Oh, this is no ordinary up and down elevator. No, no, no. This elevator can go sideways and long ways and slant ways and any other way you can think of. You simply press that button and you're off. In fact, I think it's time for a very special button. Go ahead, press it. Hold on!
Whoa!
You see, I suddenly realized I can't go on forever. Who will continue my life's work?
Your factory.
It's yours now, Charlie.
Mine? But...
I told you, beyond anything you could ever imagine.
Truly nothing was impossible, just as Grandpa Joe had said. And as Charlie's mind whirled in the wonder and excitement of that day, there was one thing of which he was absolutely certain. Life had never been sweeter.
Can you do it? Come on. Can you make it work?
You've got one. Aren't they wonderful? A growing boy needs a lot of Wonkavite to stay healthy. Otherwise, you'd stop growing. Might even shrink. And you might be mistaken for an Oompa Loompa. Silly.
Right there.
You think maybe the Oompa Loompa?
Can you make it work? Can you make it work?
You think maybe the Oompa Loompas can catch the Wonka vibe, Charlie?
Over here! Can you do it? Right there!
Splendid work, but I'm afraid Augustus isn't out of the plumbing yet. He's gumming up the jelly beanstalk balloon. He must be stopped. Unstopped?
Well, what are you...
How can one child, even such a large one, cause so many problems? I never caused problems when I was a child. I waited till I was a grown-up. Look what he's doing to my jelly beanstalk. It's wilting. Not all the Oompa Loompas are alike, you know. Harvesters, for example, are perfect for gathering candy from even the tallest branches.
Can you do it?
A generator. It makes Wonkabots, but only when my Oompa Loompas need them, and never more than they need, unless they need more.
Can you make it work? Over here! Can you
a jelly beanstalk candy. These are quite delicious and useful too. They might even help get that pest out of my plumbing. This isn't your ordinary candy store jelly bean, you know. It's a jelly beanstalk candy. A single bean can sprout into a jelly beanstalk. They're very clingy at first, curling about the unwary like a little ball of vines, and they roll quite nicely too.
Right there.
Splendid! If everything went well and it's the proper mix, we should have created the perfect piece of rock candy. But not just any old rock candy. The sugar crystals in my rock candy can grow into a perfect sphere. Just give it a lick and toss it at your feet. You can roll around in it all day.
Why don't you...
Three-course dinner chewing gum. It's delicious, but I wouldn't chew it if I were you. It still needs some testing, but fortunately, Oompa Loompas will test anything.
Come on. Over here. Can you do it? Right there. Can you do it?
Wonderful! You fixed the great gum machine. Hopefully that means we won't have any Oompa Loompas turning into blueberries anymore. But it still might need some testing.
Right there. Can we make you up? Can you do it?
That's a roller bot. They just position themselves over those divots and roll away. Of course, anything that rolls will do.
Right there. Can you do it?
Why don't you...
Ow!
Look! Right there! Come on! Can you do it?
remember correctly, that
I knew you could do it, never had a doubt. Except for the part with the pipes, and the spinners, and that one Oompa Loompa. Did you get his name? Anyways, hurry along, Violet isn't getting any smaller.
Yippee!
Juicing room. It's gotten a lot of use lately. There's an extra strength juicer below that requires Oompa Loompas to operate it, and little juicers here for the unfortunate Oompa Loompa testers. It's a juicer, great for squeezing fresh fruits, vegetables, anything juicy really. At first the Oompa Loompas used them expressly for caterpillars, but I'm sure they've cleaned them by now.
Do I just have to do a whole room under constant attack? Is that the gimmick here? I believe that's the gimmick here. What a gimmick it is. Are we in the same room or a different identical room? We are on identical room number 4. The 4th identical room. Number 4. Identical 4.
Can you do it?
I mean, that means we gotta be done soon, right? With these rooms, like there can't be more of these.
Can you make it work?
Oh yeah, Lego games are good. They're a little repetitive, but for what they are, they're very charming. Like once you've played one, you're pretty solid. Was that what I was trying to do?
Can you do it?
Camera. Okay. Get on the platform, you little shits. Charlie. Thank you. No! Son of a bitch. I'm not doing this room again. Damn. Oh, no. I just got one-shotted by a dying enemy. Boys. You fucking idiots. Yeah, those guys just do 90% of your life per hit, so you can't really touch them. Yeah, the music repeating is really bad. Oh, I keep forgetting to change it away from Beyblade. Yeah, one sec, I'll just do that now. Charlie. Charlie the Duck. I should play that game instead, probably. There we go. How was Beyblade? It was bad. I managed to beat the game on hard mode while holding down the turbo switch, which was an achievement. Okay, so that didn't open the door. This is just... Okay, so this is the finale for sure. I just have to knock her into the juicer.
I knew you could do it. Never had a doubt. Except for the part with the pipes. and the spinners, and that one Oompa Loompa. Did you get his name? Anyways, hurry along. Violet isn't getting any smaller.
Honestly, the highlight of Beyblade was when I was able to play Beyblade from my bathroom and win. Like, not like I was somehow playing, like I literally just like started the match, walked to my bathroom holding the controller, just mashing B the entire time, and won. Is this Johnny Depp Wonka? You bet, buddy.
It's gotten a lot of use lately. There's an extra strength juicer below that requires Oompa Loompas to operate it, and little juicers here for the unfortunate Oompa Loompa testers.
Oh no, is this some kind of ball arena?
It's a juicer. Great for squeezing fresh fruits, vegetables, anything juicy, really. At first, the Oompa Loompas used them expressly for...
This game is hellish. And the camera, she is how you say, not so good. Yup, those respawn. I just have to dodge those for as long as possible.
Can you do it?
Can we move on to something else after you kill a child? I'll probably do 3 hours of this. See where that puts us. Which is only about a half hour more, so we're almost complete. Fuck. Son of a bitch.
Over here. Come on. Right there.
Hurry up. No, I didn't want you to grab the thing. I wanted you to fucking get in the juice, boy.
Right there.
Get in the juicer, you fat idiot.
Come on.
I envy you and the dead. Oh, come on, you chumpalumpas. Can you please get up here? This is your home. And each one only be used once.
Can you make it work?
Oh, you shitty programmers.
Can you make it work?
Congrats on getting a treasure ship in Mario 3. I should play Mario 3 again. I like that game. Also, thanks for the sub, Kefka40. I just caught it. Sub alerts aren't working for whatever reason, which is a shame. But I appreciate it a whole bunch, so thank you kindly. That'll probably be going towards the me staying sane pizza that will be happening at some point in the near future. Where do I take these fuckers? Where do I take these big idiots? I figured it was just get the 4 of these shits. Or do I need to carry them all the way to the outside of the world? Why am I playing this hot trash? So I have a Patreon poll, and it's once a month. I try not to miss it, and I think I want to say I've made up for everyone I've missed. So, like, I think I'm still at a perfect record on them of having a 12-hour stream every month that I let patrons vote on. And usually I give like 3 or 4 choices, but I decided to keep it simple this month. So it was just the worst games or anime games. And, well, people voted for the worst games. So, here we are. And yeah, if you do become a Patreon at the $1 tier, you get access to the Discord where we hang out and talk mostly about mobile games. If we're being honest, that's comes up a lot. Then some other stuff here and there too. Just whatever. It's just a place for cool people to chill. And then votes, and I need to do the private ones again, but I don't really have a great system for doing them. So I try not to, or I don't try not to, I just don't. I'm guessing worst games includes garbage anime games. Just Beyblade tonight, for the most part. So what am I doing here?
I think she's too full of juice to get...
Okay, the camera is really having none of anything. Yeah, if you want to talk about Puzzles and Dragons or Record Keeper, you have some very high-level experts in both fields. Oh my god. Yeah, I was thinking I needed to shove her in the hard to get into tube, but it might just be one of the easy tubes. They may have given us more than one way to solve this fucking riddle. Like, when I say the best record keeper and pad people, I mean myself and Andy are there for pad, and Wandering Newbie is there for record keeper, and he actually like does research and streams and stuff to do all the newest content, tries to do it the day of, and like show strategies and stuff, and is incredibly helpful, and on top of that, just a nice person. So there's that. Or if you want strong opinions on other Final Fantasy mobile games, he has those too. Also, I have to wait for my juice to recharge, because they put that on a limited bar, the fun thing. Yeah, Brave Exodius, I think is what it's called, has like one big problem, and that is just that it doesn't have enough content right now. Like it started too early. Don't call them mobages, just call them mobile games. Please. We regularly I'm just letting you know for if you do decide to become a patron and hang out and all that, because we do kind of make fun of people who use that term when mobile game is just fine. You don't have to use the Japanese term. That was close enough, apparently. Wait, what? Okay, wait. So I was supposed to push her in here, right? No, just call them all MOBAs. Or fucking mobile games. It's a fine enough term. You can just say mobile game. It's a fine term. Okay, wait, is this not what I'm supposed to... What the fuck? Did I fuck up? Oh no, it's fine. I was just letting you know we will laugh at you. if you do in the room. Oh my god. How much time is left? 22 and a half minutes. Okay. I wish I was playing pad right now. Man. I'm gonna have to go fucking farm Zeus Deos. Did I manage to bug the game and not correctly take... One of these days I just have to tell Andy to suck it and that we're watching all of... What did... I just got killed by something. If you use Patreon, will it show my legal name on anything? No, you put what name you want. I'm pretty sure you can just put whatever you want, because I have some folks that I've never known their name for, like Super Godzilla stuff. They just told me what they want. I think it just shows account name and not personal data, I believe. Yeah, that's gotta be the fun part of being trans from some folk I've talked to. It's just a joy having to deal with that shit all the time. But yeah, I think they use account name, so you should be good. Yeah, I don't see billing stuff, I don't think. That's also one reason I switched to Twitch alerts from using just PayPal straight, partially to cover my own information and also to cover other folks. Sometimes it shows me names, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but I won't ever tell people your legal name. I don't care. There's no association of account to name or anything. Man, I could be playing Armored Core 2. You're right. I can't play games for 5 hours without burning out, let alone garbage for 12. That's why I'm a professional. God Christ, I hate this. It's a really fucked up world I live in where, oh right, I can just tell these guys to follow me and they'll consider. I like Armored Core 2 a lot. I'd have played more trash for less time. You don't know how we operate here. Other people just taste the trash. I fucking ingest the trash. I live the trash. Wait, what? Did Violet show up? Teach yourself to say MOBA. No, but that's not the right term either. Yeah, this game's really ugly. Oh my god. Wait, what? Was she here? I think we have bugged it to me no longer being able to advance. I may have done the damn thing. I may have finally bugged out Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in a way that makes it impossible to advance.
Nice.
Thank you for the
If you ever need help, Charlie, don't hesitate to ask your old Grandpa Joe. It's been a while, but I still remember a few things about this place.
Can't have these pipes clogged forever. If the portly boy can't free himself, we have no other choice. We'll have to blow him out. Hurry now, to the bellows! The Oompa Loompas should be able to dislodge him from the pipe with these. I'm sure it's perfectly safe, though we won't know for certain until they try it.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
Marvelous! My chocolate shouldn't taste as gloopy. You look exhausted. Try some more Kebab. It's full of energy to keep you on your toes. You'll often find it in trees, so you need these. Everlasting Gobstoppers. You can suck on them all year, and they'll never get any smaller. And if you throw them, they pack quite a wallop. Did I mention they taste terrific? It's Wonkavite. Wait, no it's not. That's a lollydoodle, which is every bit as delicious. Go ahead, eat it. You'll feel much better. Wonkavite, full of energy, which makes it hard to catch. It's quite refreshing if you're running out of steam. You can use a gobstopper to stun it, or have my Oompa Loompas catch some for you.
Over here. Right there. Come on. Come on. Can you make it work?
You've got one. Aren't they wonderful? A growing boy needs a lot of Wonkavite to stay healthy. Otherwise, you'd stop growing. Might even shrink. And you might be mistaken for an Oompa Loompa. Silly.
This way. This way. This way. Can you do it? Can you do it?
Splendid work. But I'm afraid Augustus isn't out of the plumbing yet. He's gumming up the jelly bean stock room. He must be stopped. Unstopped? How can one child, even such a large one, cause so many problems? I never caused problems when I was a child. I waited till I was a grown-up. Look what he's doing to my jelly bean stock. It's wilting. Not all the Oompa Loompas are alike, you know. Harvesters, for example, are perfect for gathering candy from even the tallest branches.
Can you make it work? Right there. Can you do it? Can you make it work?
Excellent! A jelly bean stock candy. These are quite delicious and useful, too. They might even help get that pest out of my plumbing. This isn't your ordinary candy store jelly bean, you know. It's a jelly beanstalk candy. A single bean can sprout into a jelly beanstalk. They're very clingy at first, curling about the unwary like a little ball of vines, and they roll quite nicely, too. A generator. It makes Wonkabots, but only when my Oompa Loompas need them, and never more than they need, unless they need more.
Can you do it? Can you do it? This way! This way! Can you do it? Can you make it work? Can you do it? Can you make it work? Can you do it? Right there. Right there. Can you do it? Right there. Can you make it work? Right there. Over here. Come on. Over here. Right there. Can you make it work? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you make it work? Can you make it work? Can you do it? Can you make it work? Can you do it? Right there. Can you do it? Right there. Right there. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you make it work? Right there. Can you do it?
That's everything. This candy is one of my earliest and most successful inventions. I call it my candy balloon. It's like bubblegum, only with bouncier bubbles. Perfect for children who are burdened by the weight of the world, or who just want to reach the top shelf.